Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you, discussing all my business plan in the future, in the digital era. Like what I want to do in this digital era to make a business plan. First, I'm going to turn on my business on. Okay, so here I have a problem with I have a problem. Usually when in my regular daily basis I have good ideas, good project ideas like making a video editor, making an operating system and making really cool things, but most of the times I don't really have the time to do it. Like I'm lazy, I'm too lazy to do things. I'm too lazy to take my laptop and code something from scratch, from zero. It's kind of daunting. It makes you as if you need a friend so that you can make your ideas come to reality. So here's a real scenario. So for example, we have a cool idea. Maybe we want to make a video editor for everyone to use. So most programmers do. They start up their project and then go in a cave to code their project for years and years, polishing it until it's the most thing that they love. But yeah, after like the programmer made the project come to reality, or like they finished it, I will like show it to everybody else, expecting like, oh my god, you make a really cool project, wow, and then it became popular and something like that. But as we know, this is only an expectation. In reality, we slept in the cave because we are too lazy. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to work on a project. It's hard, even when there's like no motivation. I think that there's no motivation. There's like a friend to work with, and that the idea is only for you. So, can you imagine this thing happening to thousands, millions, billions of people on the earth? A lot of programmers in this world doing that same thing. They have a great idea. They have an awesome idea, but they don't have the time. They are lazy. They locked the idea to themselves so that anybody else could not feel the benefits of the idea that they've thought. So here we have the problems built down. So like when somebody gets a great idea, we want them to continue it to make a real project. So like these are like the problems that I've constructed. First time is that it's hard to get started. So when you have an idea, you have a cool project, sometimes when you open your code, you start from scratch, you start from ground zero with nothing. It's really daunting staring at a blank code editor, not knowing what to put, not knowing where to start. The next is motivation loss. Even if you have started your development of your idea, sometimes you get something like a motivation loss where you lost your motivation on working the project. So at the end of the time, you kind of lost motivation day after day, and then you just abandon the project. And another one is that sometimes you get overwhelmed by the tasks that you need to do on a project. When you are coding a really large project, a really awesome project like a video editor, there's a lot of things to learn, there's a lot of things to do, something like video processing, audio processing, how to process them, libraries, and all that kind of sort of stuff, not plus the features that you want to add. So it's easy to get overwhelmed by like the amount of tasks that you need to do to make your project a reality. So then that's where I come in. I want to develop a product called Your Coach. Your Coach is an AI-powered assistant to help you get through your ideas. So Your Coach is not just any regular assistant. It's not just Google Assistant or not just Copilot, GitHub Copilot. It is a coach. It's an AI that could help you to motivate you, to give you suggestions, give you motivations every day so that you can work on your project until the end of it, until you finish it. So for example, you have this very blank code, it's you're confused, oh no, what should I do now? I don't know where to start. I want to make a video editor, but I don't know where to start. Where do I start? No problems. Code Your Coach, you can give it a prompt You can give it your idea, and then it will work through your idea to find some like examples, suggestions, results, and then you can apply it to your project. But not only that, your coach is integrated to your code editor, because this you can work with a coach in real time. So as if you have a coach. Sometimes when you want to work on something, you need a mentor, you need a coach, you need a teacher. When you're alone and you don't want anybody else to know about your idea, why not make that coach an AI? So here we have some kind of mock-up. So like when you open your project and you've written your prompt, your coach will pop up, and then it will generate like tasks, and then it can research for you, and you can also search for examples, existing projects that might be similar to your project. So here, your coach, it generates tasks for you. So sometimes when you're working on a project, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do. So your coach research through the wide internet what things that you should do if you want to make this. And then it generates a list that you need to do. Like this. And also, you don't need to scroll through painstakingly documents. Documentation, references, sometimes you get bored reading them. When you're coding, you are blasted with a page full of text and you don't understand what they mean. No need to read all of those. Your coach already knows all of them, and then it can just kind of make a conclusion of what you need to know on your project. This, for example, we wanted to make some kind of module system. Then we ask your coach to, hey, can you research about Dex class loader? How can I load classes in Java? And then it can kind of search through the internet, through the references, official references, and then kind of gives you a brief overview of what you need to do. Also, it can also open the documentation, the source that it has been get, and then explain it to you. You can also ask him questions about the docs, and it comes from the official docs of Android, official docs of Java, and any kind of programming language that you want. It also has a dashboard. So like your coach, it doesn't work like Copilot. Copilot is like an AI where it can help you write code directly in your code editor. But your coach is more than your code editor. It's a whole coach. It's like it's going to guide you through doing your project. So for example, in your project, there will be many repositories, there will be many code, there will be many documents and stuff, and your coach will manage all of that. It doesn't only do code, it does research, it does planning, it does like timelining. For example, it generates steps for you. For example, when I have a video editor project, it generates steps. So like, what should I do next? Like the next milestone. For example, the first milestone, I would be making like a simple video processing application, and then after that, we'll be making an interface for it, and then making some web connections to it, and then so forth and so forth until you finish your project. So we will be building your coach in phases, many phases. I would call as business phases. So first of all, we will be doing some planning and trying to get investors to get interest in this project. So in this planning or calling investors phase, we will build a team, hire talents, hire people, find good people, and then kind of design the architecture, the ground up, like what your coach will be, where it will be run, what are our target audiences are, and then kind of define the minimum requirements of the project, of the application. We do things like interviewing users, taking a survey. So like we ask the user, our target audience, like, what do you want in your coach? And then we'll add it to our list of requirements. So at this stage, we also will be calling investors. We will be searching for investors, pitching ideas to investors worldwide, because we think that your coach is an awesome idea. Next up, we will kickstart the development of your coach. After we've got all the things planned, we will be kickstarting the development. After we hired the people, the talent that we wanted, we will start the development, create the repository, and code right away. The next, after a few like months or maybe years, we will start to reach our first milestone, which is the canary release. After all, like the requirements, the minimum requirements of a product has finished. So like when we ask in the planning stage what the user wanted, for example, they want your coach to be able to do this. After we've implemented that and it's working, we will be releasing a canary release. This release will get released to a small group of users, preferably those who have taken our survey, to kind of get their feedback, what they think about it, what we need to add, and something like that. Canary release will release for every week. Next up will be an alpha release. After the user base are fulfilled, like every requirement are fulfilled, and the users are pretty happy, we will expand our testing group to a bigger people, to much bigger people, larger audience, like cross-country users. So, as an alpha release, bugs are expected. Of course, there will be bugs, there will be some kind of inconsistencies, but it should work as expected. So alpha will release for every 2 weeks. After we hit alpha, we will hit a beta release. After we code most of the bugs, we make the system more stable, but not so stable. It's like the middle ground between not stable and stable. So it's like the middle ground, beta release. So after we've got all the bugs out, after we fix the issues that are reported by our testing group, we will release the first release to the public, a beta release. So this beta release is basically just a release which has less bugs, but it can contain bugs, but the bugs are reported by the public, so it's not from just a user group. At this beta release, we also have the chance to pull new users in, because at the time before the beta release and the planning stage, we will be marketing your coach as like a cool product to people. So like at those time, people will get hyped and hyped and hyped, and then we'll get the trends of the market, and then as the beta release is hit, people will start flooding in and using the platform. So at this stage, everything will be free for all users. So like ChatGPT, and the first time it was released, it's released as free for everyone. Everybody can use it without paying anything. And this concept is the same. Next up, we will hit the stable release milestone. After we've got the bug reports from the public addressed, after we've managed our testing group, after we have done rigorous testing, and after we've checked that, monitored that the crash ratio for beta users remain stable and minimal, we will hit the first stable release of your coach. On this stable release, your coach is fully production ready to use for everyone on Earth. So at this stage, everybody will be able to use your coach as it should be. So every stable release, there is no fixed date, but a stable release is usually when we add a new major feature. So for example, we wanted to add motivation, daily motivation. It's a big feature, so we need to release it at a different stable release. Next, after we've gained the user base, after we've gained the trends of the market, we will monetize the platform. Because, as you might have known, your coach was free to use from planning until stable release. It is a big financial hit for us, but I think it should be okay since we've got the investors backed on us. Not counting the investors that came in before we pitched our ideas at the first time. So on the alpha, beta, and stable release, there must be new investors coming in who wanted to invest in our project, which means that our investments and our financials going to skyrocket. So after we get the user and stuff, we will monetize the platform. So after we think that there's a lot of users using the app, we will create a paid plan and restrict the free plan for users. So the existing users, they can still use their free plan to use the platform as they wanted to without paying any cents to us. But we also provide a new plus plan where they can use the platform even better with more features, with better performance and so on. After that, we hit the profit mark. Of course, over the last, like, from the first beta public release until the release of public, there will be many like financial hit. Of course, we will lose some money, but then after we have implemented this monetization plan, like making a paid plan, we will at some point will hit the profit mark. So our loss becomes less, and then our profit becomes high. So that's where we get our profit from. Yes, that's all for me. That's my business plan for this Your Coach platform. I hope I could kind of do it in the future, maybe. That's all from me. Thanks for listening. I hope this could give you some insights to how, like, business plans are made in the digital era and so on. That's all from me. Thanks for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.